I saw somebody comment that men know right away within the first 6 months of talking to a woman what the future is going to hold with that woman. And I don't know where y'all got this from, but I see women say this all the time, and I see a lot of men chime in and agree with them. And I don't know if y'all got it from Steve Harvey's Think Like a Man or whatever y'all got this from, but I'm telling you, it's wrong. It's not true. Like it's just not true. I don't know how other way to put it. Like Asha said, we didn't get engaged into 2 years after us, getting to know each other. Mm-hmm. And there's no way within the first 6 months that I knew that I wanted to be with Asha for the rest of my life. Mm-hmm. Like, that's a huge decision to make. And because somebody put that out there into the atmosphere and everybody breathed it in and believed that that was Bible, a lot of y'all are missing out on some blessings in y'all life because y'all have a 6-month clock on your relationship. And if a person doesn't make moves in order to make you their life partner, their wife or husband, wife in this case, then you up and leave. Mm-hmm. And you could be missing out on a blessing. So I would tell people to unlearn that. Wherever you learned it from, unlearn it. Like, come on, they don't even make you choose your major in college in the first year. Yeah. And y'all up here trying to choose the person you're going to spend the rest of your life with, build a family with, build a future with in 3 to 6 months. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. Crazy. So I just like to touch on that. I just feel like it's not realistic. Okay. Granted, some people have done it. It may work for some. It may have not worked for a lot. But I just feel like it's not realistic for having a very healthy future or relationship or marriage. Reason being is because that's the time where you're new and getting to know that person, right? So to me, I feel like I'll speak from a woman's standpoint, like put so much pressure on, I'm supposed to be married within this or engaged, or he's supposed to know within this certain amount of time, mm-hmm. right? And the idea of 6 months to a year is not realistic for me. Just because you're getting to know that person, right? I feel like in life, as an individual, we go through phases of getting to know ourselves. Yeah. We're constantly changing. Who I was when I was 20, when we first started dating, 22, is not who I am going into 32, right? I'll be, approaching 32 this year. We're coming up
We'll be approaching 32 this year.
We're coming up on 10 years of being together. Yeah. 10 years. So who I was, and I hope, and I really hope and pray, because if you're staying the same from a 10-year time span, that's a problem. So I will hope that there will be some type of growth within you from the first year y'all start dating, the first 6 months, to the time when y'all do get engaged, right? So you're constantly getting to know yourself. You're constantly getting to know that person. You're evolving. So why would you think that you know all of that person enough to commit to marriage, which is supposed to be a lifetime union, mm-hmm. within the first 6 months to a year, is beyond me. And I don't understand why people stress so much on, getting engaged in a certain time frame. Now, granted, if you've been with a person for an extended period of time, and we'll touch on that, like I said, with this topic, it sways, right? Mm-hmm. Because it is a time frame where it's like, okay, we need to figure this out, right? Versus it being too early and you just rushing into it,
right? Yeah, I think a lot of people rush into it just because of the pressures that society put on everybody nowadays. Like, mm-hmm. everybody want to rush to get married, and then they end up rushing to get a divorce. So mm-hmm. I would just take my time to actually get to know the person. I think Asha brought up a great point where it's like, look how long it has taken you to get to know yourself. And every day you're still figuring out new things about yourself, things that make you tick, things that you're passionate about. Mm-hmm. How could you possibly know everything about somebody within the first 6 months, right, or within a year, to make the decision that I am going to spend the rest of my life with you and mean it? Right. Because a lot of people say it, but they don't mean it, right? What they really mean is, as long as you make me happy, as long as everything is going well, then I'll be with you. Mm-hmm. But if you don't, then I'm leaving. And that's not how marriage should be. Like I said on the Shade Room, it should be a covenant, not a contract. Mm-hmm. Right? I've never heard a person during their wedding vows say to somebody, I promise to love you through sickness and health, as long as you love me, right. As long as you treat me right, till death do us part, as long as you make me smile, right. As long as nothing happens to you always remain attractive and you don't gain weight. Like you stand across from each other and you look each other in the eyes and you say, till death do us part through sickness and health, I will be there by your side, right? I give myself to you. It's a covenant. And a lot of times people are rushing into relationships or rushing into marriage, not knowing if that person across from them is worthy of them giving them their full self too. Yeah. Right. So the marriages don't end up lasting. And I honestly believe that you have to go through certain phases. Like there's phases to love. There's phases to relationships. And when you're rushing to hurry up and get to that marriage, you're skipping over those phases. Right. Which end up hurting you in the long run. Like there were things that we had to go through in our lives that showed me that this is the person I can spend my whole life with, right? Because she has seen me in every season of my life. Like when we first met each other, I was a millionaire and I'm sexy as hell. So it's like, it's not hard for a woman to want to be around me and to love on me, right? You getting the best of both worlds. Okay. So I saw how she was when I was at my highest. And then when Leah got diagnosed with cancer and I was at my lowest, I saw how she was when I was at my lowest. And one thing about Asha, she never changed. She was the same person at my highest that she was at my lowest. And that's when I realized, like, I can go through life with this person because I know that life is a roller coaster. It's filled with ups and downs. And I don't want to be on a ride with somebody who jumps out when things get crazy, when things get scary. Like, I want that partner that's going to grip onto your arm and hold you tight and let you know, I'm scared, but I'm going to ride this thing out with you. Right. And when Asha did that for me, I was like, man, this is the one. Because she's willing to ride it out with me. And hopefully our ride is smooth for the majority of our time together. But I know if it's bumpy, that she's going to be there. And that's how I knew that she was the one. But it took time to do that. Right. The first 6 months, it was beautiful. We was traveling. We was doing whatever we wanted to do. But it was after that, right? After the first year that I really found out who Asha was at the core. Like what her values were. What she stood for. And that's when I was like, yeah, she's the one. So like I said, it's all dependent on what season you are in your life and what you and that person goes through. But to rush into something that's supposed to be a lifetime, it don't make any sense to me.
Yeah.